So we've gotten a ton of new information over the past couple days regarding Modern Warfare 3, and not only with the campaign links, we also received an intel drop, which I'm a little excited for them to bring those back, because they started out really cool in Modern Warfare 2 with giving us all this new information leading up to the game's release, but then upon release, we kind of went stagnant and didn't have anything else on that. I'm not one to make guesses, but I have to guess that the beginning of this intel drop where they talk about the open combat missions and we see the players jumping out of the plane, I have a feeling the map we're taking a look at here might be the new Warzone map. If you guys remember in Modern Warfare 2019, Verdansk was a known map, but we didn't know exactly what it was there for. It was there in the ground war mode, it was there in the Spec Ops mode, and it was slowly teased and brought to fruition in 2020. It honestly feels like the Warzone Magical Dusk is being spread across the entire game at this rate. It seems like we're going to be getting, Warzone this, Warzone that, Warzone. Now, for some, that might be really great. For me, it's a great content perspective. I enjoy streaming Warzone a lot. I enjoy making videos on it as well. But from the nostalgic part inside of me, multiplayer has been put on the back burner for the last couple of years, and it's a little bit of a slap in the face to the core fundamentals that is Call of Duty. Without multiplayer, we really don't have a game here, and it scares me for the content perspective because we're getting remastered maps to start the game out, and that's great and all, but when it comes to content later in the year, are we going to be receiving multiplayer updates, or are we just going to get remastered maps that are thrown in a loot pool and then all of a sudden just be stuck on Warzone for the rest of the season? If we really wanted to push the issue, we could say that this Warzone bug has bit zombies in the butt as well. If a lot of you have ever played any of the classic Call of Duties, you know that Zombies is a round-based game that is an arcade style, just survive as many waves as you can, and now we're going to this open-world experience that seems to be the likes of DMZ without the PvP. Which brings me to another topic that's DMZ. I can't believe that DMZ is just being scrapped unless this is going to be something that Infinity Ward strictly is going to keep on their own, and maybe it'll return in the next game that Infinity Ward goes with, but at this rate, it was a semi-popular extraction-style game that was, I'll have to admit, very casual-oriented. The times we did play it was very, very casual players that were playing it, but it seemed to have really good support. They created bundles strictly for it. It was another way for them to add a little bit of revenue in their pocket, but it's still kind of crazy to me that DMZ hasn't been announced or we know nothing about it. And I mean, that kind of brings me to this point that is like the main title. Is Warzone killing Call of Duty? And is Warzone going to be a big issue for Modern Warfare 3? We've seen the popularity of Call of Duty rise like crazy because of Warzone back in 2019 and 2020 when Warzone officially launched with Verdansk and we were all locked indoors during a pandemic. It shot and skyrocketed to fame. And I have to admit, it was probably some of the most fun Call of Duty moments I've had in a super long time, especially since the genre of just multiplayer shooters has gotten super stale. Now, to bring the likes of it that the creators, especially through the last couple games, have removed a lot of key features that have brought us to love Call of Duty, it made things a little difficult for us, and it made Warzone kind of the only escape of reality for most people who played Call of Duty. Now, I'm not saying this because I'm a content creator, but Warzone does add that extra variety of content that you can bring to your channel, but it also adds a little bit of trouble to the channel because you can't set apart the difference between your communities because they're so torn apart. It's one of those communities that you either love multiplayer or you love Warzone. Most people don't like both, and that's just from my personal experience and opinion, where I'm someone that can hop on and play Search and Destroy with my friends, or even just go play a couple games of Warzone and have fun doing either or. But that doesn't answer the question at hand. Is Warzone just affecting that style of arcade shooters? I know that the Battle Royale genre is going to be the main genre out there and that everyone wants to make the best Battle Royale. And I think if Call of Duty would have stayed on the route of Warzone 1 leading into Modern Warfare 2 and just imported the guns and stuff over into the movement system we had, Warzone would still be at the top of the food chain. Not to say it's not, but it's up there with the ladders of Fortnite and them. And Fortnite obviously is never going anywhere because they have the collaboration money to do anything they want. But from a multiplayer perspective, you get this first month of multiplayer that leads into the integration of Warzone, and then you kind of lose the game completely. It's a little frustrating, honestly, because I spend the first month on stream grinding weapons and playing as much as I can, which, not to plug, shameless plug, if you guys want to see any of that for Modern Warfare 3, there'll be a link down in the description. You could head over to kick.com/pandawstaken. I'll be live there whenever the game drops. We'll be grinding all the weapons leading up to Warzone's release. I'm literally saying exactly what most people do, and after that, you kind of get no content. You get nothing else to do in multiplayer. It gets thrown on the back burner, which I have a feeling Zombies is going to get one open world experience, and it's not going to get updated much, which is so sad. Now let's move along to the idea that it is a $70 DLC. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I've said it before, and complaining that Call of Duty is a $70 DLC is kind of just funny to me, because we're the same community that will spend $40 on the Black Cell every single season to get new skins for our characters. So getting an entire new game with maps that are remastered that a lot of people probably haven't played, and I have a feeling with this movement system and the way this game's going to play, are going to feel very refreshing. To say it's just a DLC is just kind of ignorant. And the other big topic that is hilarious to me about us as a community is we complained year after year that the game was a different art style or looked different every single year, complained about graphics, and we have now the game looking the same as Modern Warfare 2 when it comes to visual aesthetic, and we're up in arms about it, which is just hilarious to me how hypocritical we are as a community, but it's the COD community, so I don't expect anything less. And I'm not even going to ask at the end of the video how many of you guys are thinking of buying Call of Duty, because if you're anything like me and you play the game with your friends, or maybe you're a content creator trying to make videos on it or make a career out of it, whatever it is when it comes to that, you're going to buy the game no matter what. Call of Duty holds a place in my heart, at least, that I know I'm never going to probably step away from the games unless it just becomes unplayable, the player base leaves, but that franchise name will stick in my heart forever. Call of Duty is a game that I grew up on. It is a game that I started this channel on, and it is a game that I've sunk most of my life into, if you really want to talk about it that way. They say touch grass, which, yeah, I have a lot of social outside life, but when it comes to my free time and finding something that I enjoy doing, Call of Duty has been that scapegoat for many of us, especially me and my friends. I have made some of my fondest memories and some of my closest friends through Call of Duty, whether it's competitive or whether it's Warzone, whether it's any of those kind of things. Call of Duty has always been there. Not gonna lie, the waterworks were about to start right there. I was thinking of all the nostalgic moments I have in past Call of Duties, and I got a little tear jerky there. But nonetheless, I appreciate all the love and support recently on the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Turn on those post notification bells so you guys never miss a Call of Duty upload. We are going to be starting another channel for secondary content, so keep an eye out for that. It'll be called Panda Plays. It'll be down in the description. I can't even pronounce my own channels now. But love you guys to death. I will see you guys in the next one. Deuces, boys.